And now we're gonna have to hit translate. Okay, so now, as you can see, it's translating the quest, which is exactly what we want it to do. Hey, what's up guys, Patrick here, and in this video I'm going to be going over how to use Mort's OCR translation tool properly. I know some people might be struggling to use it functionally in the game, and I think that might just be a settings issue. I'll go over the settings later on in this video, but I'll provide a time step for those who want to skip ahead. But first I want to go over how to download and install Mort, for those who may not be as familiar as to what I am talking about. So first, access the GitHub website, link in the description below as well, and then you click on releases for the latest release. Currently it's on Mort 1.255, and then you want to click on the zip file, and it'll start the download. Okay, now that it's downloaded, we are gonna open it up and move it to our desktop, and I'm just gonna extract it here. So before I open it up, you will want to first go to your language settings, go to add a language, look up Japanese, and make sure to download this language pack. This is going to take quite a bit of time to download. Once you are finished with the download, you can then open up this folder. And then you want to open up this Mort application right here. It's going to say Windows protected your PC, and then you want to hit more information, and then you hit run anyways. And then go to general. You can basically close out of this over here. In general, drop down to Wind OCR recommended, language Japanese. If you open this up before your Japanese language pack is installed, it's not going to show up, so you're going to need to close out of this application and reopen it. And then we can go to text, and we can change this to Times New Roman or whatever font you are most comfortable with. Size 12. And then you can hit display OCR area index. And then under additionals, you want to click capture in the active window, and then set the zoom image to 1.0. And then finally, the most important part is specify the window to bring the screen. So we're going to actually click on this after we open up the Blue Protocol program. And then under translation, we are going to click overlay. I know that the Blue Protocol db.com mentions to set this to layer, but I personally think that overlay is a lot better. And then set all these to Japanese to English, hit apply. And then we are going to run our Bandai Namco launcher. Make sure that you have your VPN on. Mine is already on. Start game, select my character, and as you guys can see very apparently that there are a lot of English text translated already in the game. This is not from the Mort translation tool, that is from the Skyproc English mod. I'll put a link in the description below, in regards to another video of mine where I go over how to install that. But do be warned, this might increase your chances of getting flagged to be banned in the future. Okay, now that we are in the game, you notice right away that my quests are not translated to English, even with the SkyProc English mod. Going to the quest command menu, still not in English, and this is where the Mort translation tool is going to come in. And you're going to need to hit specify the window to bring the screen, and you're going to need to do this every single time when you launch the Blue Protocol application. And then we're going to select Blue Protocol, hit OK, and then you can just minimize this window that comes up right here. But then we're going to need to bring up this little tool with 3 buttons here. Hit search, and now you're going to need to drag over the area you want your OCR translation to be applied. So we're just going to do the whole screen, and then hit apply. And now we're going to have to hit translate. Okay, so now as you can see, it's translating the quest, which is exactly what we want it to do. So first thing to note is that if you want to stop translation, hit stop, but that does not mean you need to hit search again. If you do hit search again, and you don't notice that you already have your OCR layer on already, and you accidentally add another layer, and I'm going to do this one more time just to drive the point through. And you hit apply, and you hit translate, you're going to have multiple layers. You're going to potentially have multiple layers of the OCR translation going on. And that's just going to clutter up your screen, and you're not going to be able to read it as clear as before. But don't worry, if you do end up doing that, here's what you need to do to get rid of it. So you just hit stop, hit search, and you can exit out of these multiple layers that you applied. If you want to be safe, you can just exit out all of them. Hit search, and then just reapply the screen. And then hit apply, and hit translate. Now that will get you back to one layer. The next thing I want to show you is if you happen to follow the Blue Protocol database website, that would mean that your setting here is on layer and not overlay. Hit apply. What ends up happening is that you get this box right here that is going to put all your translated text here and not on the actual screen of the gameplay. So we're just going to hit translate, and you get all your translated text over here in this box, which is not very helpful. So don't use layer, use the overlay. Okay, we change it back to overlay, hit apply, hit translate, easy as that. Okay, now to toggle this on and off, there is a setting where you can change the hotkeys, but the default hotkey is going to be Ctrl-Shift-Z. And why that is helpful is you don't want to, well, maybe some of you guys do, but if you don't want to clutter up your screen, in events where, say, you exit out of your menu, and you just want to get rid of all of the overlay really quickly, just hit Ctrl-Z. I prefer doing this when I'm in battle, where the overlay is not very necessary, because I'm not going to be reading anything. But when it comes to using the quest, to reading the quest, and then that's when I try to apply the overlay. Okay, that's it for this video. If there's any further questions, do leave them in the comments below. I'll try to address as much of them as I can. And I'll see you guys next time. And make sure to like and subscribe.